Yes, guys, and a welcome from me. This is Championship Manager 0102, Lowend to Legend, Part 2. Right, so cast your mind back now then to Part 1. We were halfway through Season 1. Matt was having a difficult time with Oxford City, and I was having a whale of a time with Warrington. Well, we've achieved a lot more since then, and I wanted to do a video of this because Matt's gone away for a couple of weeks now, so we're not going to be playing any CM. But boy, we have moved on. We are well into Season 3 now, and so much has happened. Fired up as a solo game. Matt is a manager of Bishop Stortford. Reason being, he was sacked as manager of Oxford City, having finished rock bottom of the Conference North. Disgracefully, he finished rock bottom. And believe it or not, he spent the whole of last season, get this, he spent the whole of last season pressing continue. You know, he was unemployed. There you see, Oxford City sacked at the turn of the season. Oxford City, and I'll show you, they're currently now not in a playable league. Rock bottom. It just wasn't to be for him. It really wasn't to be. So he spent the whole of last season. He would have applied for jobs, but didn't get anything. Start of the new season, the job at Bishop Stortford arrived, and he took it. Showcasing only a mingy 7 players. I think it was 7 players. I thought he said. Hang on a minute. 13. I thought he said there was only. Hang on, has he got a bit in the reserves? No, he can't have any bit in the reserves, can he? No. I thought he said 7 players. But either way, he only had. I'm sure he said 7 players, and when one retired to make it 6. I don't know, but we'll check. So he's having to really work hard here. He's got to really learn from his past mistakes. I'll be honest with you, right? I felt really guilty during Season 2 because he's just pressing continue. And I'm there playing games. And Annie says to me, she goes, why don't you start again? And I'll be honest with you, I says, nah, fuck off. I got really fucking pissed. She goes, yeah, but if it was the other way around, I went, no, hang on a minute. If it was the other way around, it would be the same situation. You deal with it. And to be fair to Matt, I think, you know, it got beyond angry and he was more quite comical at the fact of what had happened. He won't appreciate this video, but it is what it is, Matt. You knew it was coming. This season, yeah, he's had a bit of a balanced start. And his expectations this season is really key. It is to battle relegation, so he's under no pressure. And let's be honest, right? 10 games in, he's only 6 points off the top 3. So the best of luck, man. Let's have a look at your signings then. Jack Hinchy, not bad. I think the important thing is, Matt, right, is you need to be specific on your attributes to the positions that you're buying. I mean, I like him. I mean, in my opinion, at this end of the game, the low end of the game, defenders need to have double digits in the marking, positioning, and tackling. And I think you've got to forget the fact that he's done shit for you. I think he's a good player. So he's brought in 4 there, and I think he's brought in 4 loanees as well. So he's actually got 2 more signings. So 3, 6, 13. Yeah, he's got 2 more signings. So he's got 12, 13, 15 players. I think he must have only had 6 players and then 1 retired. Let's have a look at his 4 loanees. Robbie Much. He's not too bad. And I'd like the Handed to have been in double digits, but I suppose he's just had to work with what he could get, to be fair. Willard Innocent. Not too bad. He's just not performed, has he? Hamachi? Yeah, it's not been. I think it's just been difficult. I mean, Harry Friedman has done alright. He's got the finishing ability, and he's hit 9 in 10 games. So in terms of his money, his stadium, 4,500, better than what it was when he was at Oxford. Same facilities, and he started with 100 grand. So he's still got 100 grand. So interestingly, he started with more money at Bishop Stortford than what he did with Oxford City. So, and I think the worst part for him, right, with regard to Oxford City, if I can, Where can I show? What's my best way to get to this? Let me just think. I'm just thinking. I think the shit thing for him, right, is when he was Oxford City, he actually had players coming in. So they were his players in Oxford City, and he had players coming in on a Bosman, and he had some really good players coming in. There you see, season 2. Look at all the players that came in. Hang on, are they all his? Let me just count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 players. Now, there's no way he would have... if he was in charge, it wouldn't have been 14. He'd have pulled out of some. Let me just check their money. They've got £1 million. What the fuck? What the fuck? Oh my God. I know, right? Matt has openly said to me, he's hoping that maybe if Oxford City come back up, he might apply for them. Well, he'll have a little bit of money to work with. That is crazy. Absolutely crazy. Where has that come from? Absolutely crazy. In fact, I'm saying where's it come from, but we could actually look, couldn't we? The income. Players sold 900 grand this year. Investments 328 grand. Interesting. Very, very interesting. Okay, so enough of that. Over to myself. We led Warrington to the title and we entered the Conference Premier Division. However, halfway through the season, we departed Warrington. We were having a mediocre run in the division. Now, what really wound me up, right, is upon my promotion, I had a lot of players already agreed, and I had some really good players. And then they took £1.9 million off me for a board, for a stadium redevelopment to allow entry into the Conference Premier. Now, in all honesty, based on my own Peterborough sports game, I knew that, but I forgot. And they took all my money and they put me in the red. I was fucking seething. But we dealt with it. We got ourselves back in the black. We sold a couple of players, and we just had to see how we could go. They're in the red again now. But a job came calling. And we went up a division to the League 2 to manage Hartlepool. So we went to Hartlepool and we led them to promotion. So we are now in League 1 with Hartlepool, and I've had an absolute stunning start to season 3. They had a few. I'll tell you one thing, right? They did not have a high-value team by no means. I think it was all sort of like 100 grand at best, and there was a lot of teams in League 2 that had that do have stronger teams than me. No doubt about it. Stronger money, that sort of stuff. But we finished runners-up, and we led them to. Let's have a check. Let's just show you this. Domestic leagues, there you see, we finished with 81 points. And to show you when we took over, we took over in November. So we did really, really well. Very, very happy. And this guy here, I've got on my Peterborough Sports game. We've done some big signings. We've brought some real good players. Really happy with some of the players. I've got him on my Peterborough Sports game as well, funnily enough. I've had him on my Peterborough Sports game. We got some really, really good players. Who was the striker that I brought? I forgot the name of the striker. I brought a fucking striker. Wareham. Yeah, Wareham looks good. And our money situation, stadium's not too bad. Our money situation is pretty comfortable, and we are loving life. So we're through in the Football League trophy. We've got a second round of that coming up. We went out the League Cup to Bolton. A little bit angry at that, but it is what it is. And that's where we're at. So there's no denying, right, that if another job comes up, if it's for the better, then it's for the better. I am to average. I think I was to average, but I don't know if it makes any difference, right, going up from 37th to 34th, because you're all average. As far as I'm concerned, you're all average. It's the same, So I technically joined 34th, along with all these guys here, down to 87th Barry Ferguson. That's how I read it. Now, if I can get to fair, that's going to open the door, hopefully, for some more managerial positions. You never know. That is going to be huge. If I can get to fair, absolutely huge. Could even break into the top 16, technically speaking. I mean, Brentford, Thomas Frank, he's only fair, and he's Premier League. So I think if I can get to fair, that'll be key. And let me remind you what the objective is on this game. It's to win the title from the lower leagues, which we're at, by any means necessary. You know, if that means jumping ship, which it clearly does, we will see. We will see. Matt, I had a question for you. And that question was, when I left to go to Hartlepool, did you apply to go to Warrington? My gut feeling is yes, you did, but I've never really asked you that. I forgot. And I think Matt became acceptant that he weren't going to get a job in the Conference Premier. He accepted it was only going to be the national, shall I say? It was going to be. It was always going to be the National North. He was never. The reputation was never going to get him there. And I think the interesting thing, going back to the stats a minute, is Matt. Well, this is interesting. He's still not on here. Wow. What I was going to say was, you may recall that me and Matt were both on unknown at the bottom of this list. Now, upon Matt's P45, he was removed off this, and he's not on it again. He's not on this. And he's got a manager here. I don't know what to say to that. I don't know what to say. Unless he's very poor. But no, he's not. There he is. Wow. Well, that is great news for you, Matt. That is absolutely great news. Matt, that's bizarre. How the fuck's he got into... Okay, so he's at... Matt, right, now this is important because, Matt, you're only one below average. I can't believe that you are poor. I just assumed, because I expected to see you down here. I really did. At best, very poor. But, well, he's there. You know, I think it's important. It really is important for him. Let's have a look at his attributes. Yep. Okay. And for me, yep, we look good. We look good. So, there we see. The Lowend to legend continues. What's installed, who knows? But we're not going to be obviously playing for a couple of weeks now. So, you guys are right up to date on this bad boy. And we do give... Matt gets a bit of stick, and I think he knew he was going to get stick. To get a sack in is one thing. To finish rock bottom in the bottom league is another. But I think it's all quite good fun for him now. I think he can reflect on it, and it's all good fun. And that's it from me, guys. Till next time, take it easy.